After the Ball is a 2015 film directed by Sean Garrity. This is written by Kate Melville and Jason Sherman, and we have a cast including Portia Doubleday and Marc-André Grondin. I like the concept. I don't hate the execution, but I don't really like the characters. Katie Kassell is, well, she's an aspiring fashion designer and she wants to work for certain notable brands. However, her family own a rival company where they basically copy the big designers and make cheap, slightly similar replicas. I'm sure you're aware of the kinds of high street fashion that does something similar. And obviously, as soon as they find out that she is part of this family, nobody wants to work with her because they think that Kate is just going to work with them, steal their ideas, and feed them back to the family, which is not a wild assumption. Maybe it's not fair because it's not true, but at the same time, it's understandable, and protecting the business should be top priority. And unfortunately, that means she's really struggling to advance. And then she comes up with an idea that I really didn't like. I don't like what she decides to do. I don't want to go into too much detail, but she decides to take on a different personality. I'll keep it as straightforward as that. And I just didn't care for it. I don't think it worked very well. I didn't really like it at all. And I didn't care for it. It just felt cheap. It just felt like they had an idea, but they didn't know how to get from A to B, so they chose this, and I don't think it worked very well. I can't say what I think should have been done differently. I haven't sat with the idea for too much, but I feel like there has to be a better way to navigate this story. So I didn't love that part of it, but I liked the setup. I liked getting to know Kate. I liked getting to know the other characters. The bulk of the film wasn't a direction that I personally enjoyed. It just felt like not the best solution, not the best way to progress from one part of the narrative to the next. But then it picked up again a little bit, and certainly there were bits of it that I liked. I liked some of the characters. I didn't really like Kate. There were times when I didn't like her. There were times when I was indifferent to her, but I never liked her. I never emotionally got behind her journey, other than being frustrated. I could feel frustration on her behalf when people kept saying no because of who your family is. So I did feel a little bit of an emotional response to her, but not as much as I would have liked. In general, it's an okay narrative. I don't hate the execution all of the way throughout it, but there were some decisions that I personally didn't care for. I don't think they were the best decisions to move the narrative forward. So some of it I quite liked, some of it not so much. Some of the characters are okay. And as I said, Kate is, I don't really care for her very much. I didn't hate her, but I wouldn't say I liked her either. In general, I guess I can say After the Ball is an okay film. It's not terrible. It's not the best. But if it sounds like it might appeal to you, if you think maybe it's something that might work for you, then by all means, give it a go. It's not horrendous, but for me, once was definitely enough. I didn't hate the time spent watching it, but it didn't really go in a direction I loved. But then there were bits that were okay. So not terrible, not amazing. After the Ball is a pretty average film with some good moments, some good characters, and ultimately, I didn't hate it.